awesome. I can't wait, man. I thoroughly enjoyed season 1, so much success to you.
All right, so yeah, let's go get something to drink.
Your eyes are kind of next.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Lucky, bro. I mean, they're really lucky. We had our hands full, and our brother got caught off guard. But it
belong. Those belts were around their waist first.
Well, that's a matter of perspective. I mean, yes.
All right. Now, just announced by Mr. Joel Maximo for February, the one after the January show, but definitely in February. Get your tickets. Former WWE. All right, I am hanging out with the Invitational Champion, the one, the only Pharaoh. All right, guys, thank you very much for being on. I can tell. What are you carrying with you today? All right, vlog interactions in full effect. I'm hanging out with. You get back here.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and I'm gonna bring up something.
Hey! Hi!
Hi!
How you doing?
How you doing? Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I'm your host, Papa Dank. Welcome to another edition. I got my very special guest, Sam Street, coming up. But before we do, I want to give a shout out to my pals, Tommy Rant, Sage Chance, the Slime Balls. They have officially signed with the NWA, and as you can see, they're going to also be at Wrestling Is Now's Heart Attack coming up on February 10th. Make sure you use that QR code and get your tickets for that event. They're going to be in the Win Tag Team Championship match. Slime Balls versus the Gordons versus the Unit versus Brandon Lee and Chris Cage. Also want to give a shout out to them. They should be coming up on NWA's Paranoia coming up on January 13th at 7 o'clock from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Also in attendance will be my pal AJ Kazana. Make sure you check out that pay-per-view. It's going to be great. And now without further ado, let me bring to you my very special guest, the one, the only Sam Street. How you doing?
Oh,
How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Man, without my glasses, I can see a lot better. Up close and for distance. Holy cow. Good luck, Brandon Lee and Chris Cage. Thank you, Serena. We are also live on Instagram.
Bye.
Where Christopher Roney has joined us. What's up, Chris? All right, let's start off with some upcoming stuff you got going on.
Let's do it.
First of all, you got Redemption Championship Wrestling. NWA legend, the Perfect 10 Baby Doll is going to be there, but most importantly, you're going to have a match against Nina Orion, right? Rhea?
Yeah, Nina Orion. I faced her for the first time a couple months ago at Ring Wars Carolina. She's incredibly tough, but we're gonna go at it.
Awesome. Make sure you go get your tickets for this event if you are in the area. I mean, tickets are only $8. That's cheap.
That's great.
Up here, it's $25 in Long Island.
Yeah.
Very expensive to live in Long Island.
It's
it's pretty good. And then you also got this coming up, New Year's Knockout. Coming up from Pure Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
And this will be, where is this going to be?
That is in Pelham, North Carolina. Tomorrow night. It's our first show of the new year. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Who do you have a match against?
Tomorrow I have a match against Jay Alejandro. We've had a couple matches in the past. But she goes by the Wicked Witch of the Ring.
I know her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's so nice on here, but in the ring, I'm sure it's a different story.
Oh yeah, she's not as nice.
She's not as nice though.
Yeah.
All right, let's start off with how you fell in love with professional wrestling.
Oh gosh. Well, my dad was a fan my whole life, so I always kind of knew what it was, but I wasn't super familiar. And then one day we were hanging out with my dad, and I saw a package come up on the TV, and it was for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at Payback in like 2014, I think. And I was watching the package, and it was going on about how like they used to be friends, they met at a wrestling show, and then the turn and all that. And I fell in love with it. I just remember saying like, I don't know what this is, but I need more of it. It was great.
Awesome. So who would you say was your favorite around that time?
Around that time, I found AJ Styles pretty quickly. I saw all of his New Japan stuff, Ring of Honor, all of it. And then when he debuted in the Royal Rumble, I remember I had started watching around that time. And so he was kind of my favorite from the get-go. And I would probably say still my favorite.
Okay. I like AJ Styles too. He's very phenomenal.
Fair.
All right, let's go. Where did you go train to become a professional wrestler? Who were your trainers, and what were your thoughts during that initial training?
So I trained at Jimmy Valiant's facility, BWC, in Shawsville, Virginia. And I more or less found it by accident. I'm from Roanoke, Virginia, and there was I got in touch with somebody who I knew kind of wrestled around the area, and he pointed me towards Boogie's camp. And I went out there. It's in the middle of nowhere. You have no idea where you're going. The GPS goes out. There's no Wi-Fi connection, and then you just pull up to this building. It's got a little tiny, like 10-foot by 10-foot ring, and it's the coolest place ever. There's memorabilia on the walls, and that's where I started training.
Awesome.
Just graduated from there in September, but it was a very cool experience.
Awesome. Now talk about your first wrestling match. Who was it against, and what were your thoughts during that first match?
So my first match was back in March. It was actually on my 20th birthday. So very, very cool there. But it was in North Carolina, and it was a triple threat. It was myself, Sasaki, and Broken Doll Roxy. And it was such a surreal moment. My mom was there, my granddad was there, and I actually wrestled in one of the jerseys that I played soccer in for years.
That's pretty cool.
Came out of nowhere. I was like, oh, I haven't had gear made, anything like that.
Right.
So I did that kind of to, like, you know, pay it back to soccer and whatnot. But that moment where you have your first match is unbelievable, and I don't think I'll ever forget that.
Awesome. Now, who makes your gear now?
It's actually Jimmy Valiant's wife, Angel. She's a gear maker. She's out in Shawsville as well, and she always says, like, anything you can design, she can make it. And she may or may not be making something new for me right now.
Okay. All right. Don't want to give out all the secrets tonight.
Right? Yeah, not all of them.
Not all of them. All right, let's go into favorite match you've had with whom and how come?
Honestly, my favorite match that I've had so far may have been back in July. It was the first weekend in July, and it was my first time doing this benefit show called Sober Slam. So much fun. The crowd is insane. It's in Charlotte, and it is at this benefit facility for young adults with active addiction or addiction recovery. And the crowd there is insane. They go nuts for it. It's very like ECW vibes. Very unhinged. And my match that day was with Sasaki, and we just tore each other apart. It was so much fun.
Nice. Sounds like a great match. I gotta watch that.
On YouTube.
Yeah, everything's on YouTube nowadays.
Right.
All right, let's go into an opponent you want to wrestle in the indie scene, but you haven't wrestled yet, and why?
Honestly, there's a very long list. There's a very long list.
Name as many as you want.
Oh goodness. Okay. Let's see here.
And then if you don't name a person, I'm gonna throw a name for you.
Okay.
Right.
Brittany Brooks.
She's the first one.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome. Obviously, like, more at the top of that list are, you know, Camille, Mickey James, Angelina Love, Dream Match, you know, things like that. But yeah, there's a lot of girls working out in Texas at Mission Pro who I would love to get in the ring with. But yeah, there's a pretty long list.
There's a lot of people, man. Brittany was the first name because we did a big event not too long ago, and I know how good she is. I've seen her wrestle, so
yeah, she seems great.
Awesome. All right, let's go into federation you would want to work for in the indies that you haven't worked for yet, and why?
Honestly, maybe Mission Pro.
Okay, that's a good choice.
So much good stuff happening right now.
Right.
They've got so many talented women. Yeah, I would love to find my way to Texas.
All right. If anybody from Mission Pro is watching, just remember Sam Street.
One day.
I've had the owner come on here, like, on my chat in the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Brian Cervantes.
Good to know.
All right. Kind of like we'll save that one for the end. Let's go into states you want to wrestle in that you haven't wrestled in yet.
So I've covered Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina. I think there's a few more. I'd love to get down to South Carolina. The Carolina wrestling scene in general is incredible right now. But I've only wrestled in North Carolina, so I'd like to go a little bit further south. And then of course Florida. There's so many indies down there that are incredible.
There's a lot.
There.
Yeah, there's a lot down there. What about New York? Any thoughts about coming to New York?
I'll go anywhere. I'd love to go to New York.
Awesome. All right, next. If you wanted to go to one country to learn, where would you go and why?
Probably the UK.
Okay.
I think, there's everybody has their own opinion, Mexico, UK, Japan, all that.
Right.
All fantastic. I just think personally I would enjoy more of the technique that they use in the UK.
Okay, awesome. If there was one person you could learn from as a trainer, who would you want to train with?
Easy answer. Maybe my favorite of all time, Ricky Steamboat.
Ricky Steamboat. Oh, okay. All right.
He's phenomenal. I do my best to model my arm drags after him. My style's modeled after him. I would love to learn from Ricky Steamboat more than anybody.
Okay, all right. Serena has a question for you. I was kind of going to save it for the end of the show, but all right. What is the biggest goal you set for this new year? So goals you have for 2024.
For the new year, I'd like to get to 3 new states. I think that's not too crazy attainable. I'd like to get to 3 new states, and I'd like to win my 3rd title. I've held 2 in my first year. I'd like to get a 3rd.
That's great. 2 titles in your first year.
Yeah.
Good stuff. What were those titles?
So I was the first ever WASP Women's Champion in Mountain City, Tennessee. And then I was the first ever BWC International Champion in Shawsville, Virginia.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Where can we go from here? Let's go into favorite match. Not favorite match, but favorite type of gimmick match you've been in.
Well, actually, last week, the last match that I had, it was December 29th. I had what's called a hardcore housekeeping match. I locked into a feud with a guy who chose to degrade me based on the fact that I'm a woman, and that's fine. That's fine. Jokes. That's fine. Whatever. So, broom, vacuum. There was flour involved. I got covered in flour at that. Really? Yeah. Ugh. That took forever to get out of my hair, but it was fun. We got to really lean into that, and I won. So of course it's my favorite.
Okay. All right.
And I do like a good street fight.
Okay. Not too long ago, I saw my first coffee bar brawl match.
Ooh.
There was lemon juice involved, and I don't think that was very pleasant.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, flour, Serena. Yeah, she says, "Oh no, flour." Yeah.
Or I was covered.
Ooh. Man, that poor guy, man, he couldn't sleep for a little bit at the coffee bar brawl.
Or yikes.
Oh, yikes is right. All right. Any type of gimmick match you want to be in that you haven't been in yet?
A tables match. A tables match is my absolute favorite. Ladder matches are great, all this, but everybody loves the table. Everybody loves the table. So I think, a tables match is so much fun.
That's true. All right. Let's jump out of wrestling. What are some of your favorite hobbies you like to do outside of wrestling?
Oh, well, growing up, I played soccer competitively for almost 10 years. So I definitely still get into that a lot.
You're a big soccer fan. Good.
Oh yeah. I played for a very long time. I played in college. I still get into that. I'm working on getting my coaching license right now, so I can go back to coach now that I don't play anymore. So that's kind of occupying a fair amount of my time.
Okay. Do you watch the World Cup and stuff like that?
Yeah. I'm very into Premier League soccer right now.
Okay.
I was growing up a diehard Manchester United fan, so very Premier League. But yeah, I absolutely watch the World Cup.
All right. Now I watch it too. Not recently, but when I was younger, I used to watch it with my dad. Who was your favorite team?
Well, growing up, when I would watch the Men's World Cup, for some reason I was drawn to Brazil, and I would just watch Brazil because their style was so aggressive, but because it was so traditional, they played the very
Mhm.
traditional, like aggressive style, pushing the back line up really high. So I loved that. But of course, nowadays, the women's national team is
Yeah.
so dominant; it's not even close.
It's killing it. Yeah.
Yeah, growing up, I that's where I wanted to be. So always.
Okay. Favorite player.
Ever, either I was a goalkeeper, so my favorite goalkeepers were Tim Howard and Manuel Neuer. Nobody is better than him, and I will do that all day long.
All right. All right. All right. Let's go into food. What is your favorite food and favorite snack to go to?
I'm a big pasta person. I love to cook. I cook all the time. And so I cook a ton of pasta, which my sister doesn't typically have any complaints about. As far as snacking goes, I've said this before. I have like a weird obsession with like the little baby carrots. I don't know.
Okay.
Always bring me. It's so random, and everybody everybody makes fun of me for it. But
Right.
it's what I like.
What is the hardest pasta to make for you?
The little bow tie one, like I know this probably isn't the question, but like the little bow tie ones, they never ever.
Someone just told me recently lasagna is very hard for them to make.
Oh yeah, because the noodles fall apart and then the cheese burns. I want lasagna.
I can't cook lasagna at all. I mean, I can make spaghetti and stuff, but I can't like lasagna. No.
Yeah, if it takes more than like 1 or 2 pots on the stove, and I'm out.
Okay, I'm gonna throw you another. Back to wrestling.
Yeah.
If you had to have an intergender match with someone, who would it be and why?
Oh, good question. Goodness, I hadn't thought about this. I think honestly, like I typically say, I'm open to anybody.
Okay.
Right now, Pure Pro Wrestling has so many great stars. Like I would love to have a match with Lee Valiant, former heavyweight champion there. So technically skilled, you could learn so much just from watching him. So I think at the moment, that's one that I would like. I would love to have a match with him.
Okay, I'm gonna throw you a name.
Okay.
Marcus Mathers.
Okay. Okay.
I've seen him wrestle at Titan Championship Wrestling, and I'm like, wow, this guy's really good. And at Wrestling Is Now, I'm like, holy, him and his tag team partner are really good, man, together. But Marcus, I've seen him individual. I'm like, dude, this guy's got it.
I'll face anybody. I don't care. I'm not scared.
All right. I'm gonna have to let Brittany know that you're looking for.
There you go.
All right. Let's go into. Oh, I never asked this type of question. If you could have any manager to be a wrestling manager, who would it be and why?
Ooh.
This is the first question that I've asked to someone.
Well, this is a good question. I mean, obviously, like at the moment, you think managers, you think Paul Heyman, phenomenal manager. But I think having somebody a little like less well known, being able to like have somebody that comes up with you, so people don't really know what to expect from them, that would be super cool. Kind of like a surprise type thing.
Is there anyone that comes to mind?
Not right now. Not right. Who knows? Maybe in the future there might be something that happens. I don't know.
All right. What about Prince Nana? I think he's doing a great job.
Phenomenal job. I would be down.
That's right. That is definitely a first time question. Yeah, I never really thought about it until it just popped in my head today. I'm like, let me ask this question.
Yeah, difficult question.
All right. Let me see. All right. If you had to choose one of the big companies, who would you want to go to and why?
This is such like
this is another hard question.
This one's a hot question. I think it's such like a big debate that people have of like, pick a company, where's your loyalty, so on. I genuinely like it's all wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I love watching it. I think there's pros and cons to both. And I can honestly say that if either one was like, do you want to come with us? I'd be like, yes, sure. What?
Sign me up.
Yeah. Like I can't pick, I think there's pros and cons to both. I think, they're also so different. the styles are very different, that it's like, you know, pros and cons. I'm not going to outright pick one, but, you know, if either one of them was, you know, presented an opportunity, I would do it.
Okay. Is there one of the big companies that you follow kind of frequently?
Well, I try to follow everything as much as possible. You know, obviously growing up, the first thing you see is WWE. And everybody talks about like the Triple H era of NXT. That was like my favorite.
That was pretty dope.
Of my lifetime.
Right.
Because it was just so good for so long, right when I started watching wrestling.
Right.
That kind of like really like heated up my love for wrestling. So if I could go to the Triple H era of NXT, that would be like dream scenario.
Okay. All right. I mean, now that he's taken over WWE, he's doing a great job, man. It's got that NXT feeling from his time there.
It does, which is what I've been missing it.
I know. All right, I'm going to ask you a question that probably is a huge topic now. What are your thoughts on the return of The Rock and CM Punk?
Ooh, okay.
Another first-time question. I don't think I've asked this. I try to stay away from this stuff.
So I think that is a hard question. So I think with CM Punk, I think it's something that like for the longest time was thought of something that like was never going to happen.
Never, right?
You're so aware when you watch it that it's like, oh, this is a big deal, and it's going to be a big deal for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And I think it's kind of at the point now to where it's like, well, we never thought this was going to happen, so what else is going to come from it?
Right.
It's very exciting, the prospect.
It is very exciting.
And then now, you know, him and Rollins, that is like amazing because I never thought I'd get to see that. And then as far as
crazy,
you know, you think Roman Reigns is so dominant, and he has been for so long. The best story running where he was for so long, you know. Again, he's got Heyman titles, beat everybody, main evented 500,000 times. Who can top that? And they got the one guy
that can top it.
Yeah, they got the one guy. If there's one guy who could come in and challenge that, they got him. So, you know, I feel lucky as a fan to get to watch it. I can say that.
Me too. All right. We've set your goals for 2024. What are some goals you may have in the next 3 years for yourself? If you have any, you might not have any right now. Some people do, some people don't.
Well, I'm only 20. And I started last September. So I'm just a little over a year past my first day of training. And at the time, I was like, I just want to win one championship. I just want to win a championship and see what happens. I've won 2.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, I think I'm approaching like 75 matches now since something. So that's crazy on its own. I think just in general, I'm going as far as I can with it. It's hard to set these goals because I'm setting them as I go. You know, I want to win another title this year. I want to go to 3 more states. And then beyond that, it's like, where do you go from there? You know,
okay,
I didn't see any of this coming so quickly. So now I'm just enjoying the ride.
Sometimes it happens really fast.
Yeah, much faster than I ever expected. I left college soccer prematurely to give this a go and just see what would happen. And I've been far more successful than I expected.
Right.
So
just like, man, my friends, the Slime Balls, man, 2 years into wrestling, they're already in the NWA.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
crazy. It goes so fast. I remember like first meeting them and I'm like, these guys are really good. Like you can tell when someone's got the factor.
Yeah. And
they do as a tag team. And I'm like, man, they're going to make it. And it was just faster than I thought they would. It was like crazy.
Yeah.
So you never know. You could be next summer, you could be signed to a major company.
Who knows? I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah. I would hope not.
No. Oh my gosh.
All right, Sam, thank you for coming on the podcast. I appreciate you coming on, man. We got a lot of wrestlers joining us on Instagram.
Oh, really? I put my story just a little bit ago.
Woo, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for you. You're so young, so talented. Got a big future ahead of you.
Thank you.
Keep it going and keep making those connections. That's the thing that I've learned the most.
Yes.
Keep the connections from what I hear from everybody I talk to.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
So keep that going. Serena says, thank you for coming on. We want to plug your stuff real quick. Definitely want to have you back, Sam. You got to come back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what. After I win a title this year, I'll let you know, and I'll come back.
All right. That's good. I like that. All right. Make sure you check out Sam at WrestleFest coming up this Saturday, January 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Doors open at 6, bell time is 7. Tickets are only $8. You can't beat that.
Crazy.
Can't beat $8.
No.
Especially not in New York, that's for sure. And then New Year's Knockout coming up as well, January 6th, which is actually tomorrow. Bell time is 7:30. Look at that cast of characters there. Oh my gosh.
It's the best
Wow.
thing. Best
Wow.
thing tomorrow.
Sam, where can everybody follow you?
All platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram at Real Sam Street.
All right. We're gonna have to pass your name to Brittany.
Yep. My DMs.
Oh, well, let's thank all the talent coming on to on Instagram. Christopher Roan, my pal Metal Geek from Geeking Out, Diego, Jocko the Showman, and World Wrestling Extreme from the Boogie Down Bronx.
There you go.
Thank you guys for coming. We will see you all later over on Instagram lands. And as for everybody else, thank you for joining us. We've got some more stuff coming up today. Actually, we have from Titan Championship Wrestling, Daniel Alexander at 7:30, the lightweight champion over there. And just recently, I just started watching Monster Factory and I saw him. I didn't even know he was a Monster Factory student.
Nice.
But yeah, he was in there too. So you're going to want to come back and join us at 7:30. And then at 8:30, another Titan Championship Wrestling friend coming up. Blocks. It's his birthday party. So we're having a little birthday party for Blocks online.
Happy birthday.
He's got some news to share from Titan Championship Wrestling, man. Definitely want to check them out. All right. Everybody have a good night. Sam, just stay on for a moment. I'll see you back in about